Kazakhstan and Pakistan intend to intensify trade and economic cooperation. Currently, Islamabad paid particular importance to the development of bilateral relations with Kazakhstan, particularly in the field of transport, trade, energy and investment. Pakistan supplies pharmaceutical products, vegetables, fruits and textiles to Kazakhstan, while importing equipment, transformers, coal and metals from Kazakhstan. The ambassador of the Islamic Republic, Imtiaz Ahmad Qazi, said that the two countries have a great potential to increase trade activities. One of the factors to achieve this is by the launch of direct air connection between the countries.
Let me acknowledge that the previous year, that is 2017 and 18, this trade was 64 million were our exports and 7.8 million were our imports. So it was somewhere between 72 million. It has increased, which is an increase of 34% than the previous year.
Kazakhstan actively implements the Nurli Joly Transport and Logistics Program. The country is interested in the capacities of the seaports in Pakistan, such as Gwadar and Karachi. The ports are an opportunity for the landlocked country to enter into the Middle East and Europe markets.
We have an agreement signed between Pakistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan and China. It is called Quadrilateral Transit Trade Agreement since 1995. It has started operating in 2002 or 2003. And Tajikistan has now shown interest and they have signed the MOU. So we have 5 members now in this, and I think this needs to be activated. We are developing the port in Gwadar in Pakistan's Balochistan province, which would give an opening to Kazakhstan and all landlocked Central Asian states. I think this port, once developed, would be a great, huge incentive for all the countries in Central Asia.
Great prospects are also opening up for the implementation of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor project as part of the Belt and Road Initiative. The diplomat said that the intensification of cooperation in the project will increase the trade between the countries. Foreign investors are increasing their presence in Kazakhstan's economy. For example, many foreign business people are willingly investing in Kostanay region. Over 10 projects are being implemented there with the participation of foreign investments. One of such projects is a joint Kazakh-Chinese tractor manufacturing plant. The investors plan to increase the production volumes of the vehicles. The auto component manufacturing company will be built in the region as well. First of all, this will allow us to increase the local content. In addition, we can grow the localization. This will also allow exports to neighboring countries faster. Russian investors also have ambitious plans. They plan to open 2 factories to manufacture spare parts for trucks in Kazakhstan. $300 million will be invested in the project. We have started designing the first stage of the foundry plant. We are finishing negotiations with the engineering company to design the gearboxes manufacturing plant. In the first half of 2022, both factories will be launched on the territory of Kazakhstan. The tractor manufacturers also have big plans for the future. We will increase the warranty and service maintenance to a new level. We will also work on the provision of spare parts. We will create technological competencies and a technological school on certain issues of industrial development. We will manufacture tractors in the territory of Kazakhstan. Investments are the most important factor in the growth of a country's economy. According to the National Bank of Kazakhstan, the inflow of foreign direct capital last year amounted to over $24 billion. The current target is to increase the annual investment flow to $34 billion. Kazakhstan will develop its agricultural industry by creating new varieties of crops. Since 2018, scientists from the Agro-Technical University have been working on the adaptation of precision farming systems in various farms in the country. This is a challenging task given that each locality has its own characteristics. One of the research results includes the creation of spectral library of plants. Today, using a zonal farming system is old-fashioned. Precision farming is the future. Therefore, probably, the state support is needed in this area. First of all, to subsidize these costs and then to help farmers upgrade their equipment. If we achieve this, the crop yields will be increased by several times. Precision farming is a new method of growing crops that is inseparable from digital technology. All of the farming processes, such as combined harvester to the detailed study of farmland, are conducted using computers, GPS, and unmanned aircraft.
Мы можем управлять этим самолетом на расстоянии до 70 километров от точки управления. Мы видим, каково качество обработки почвы.
We see the quality of the soil cultivation and the height of the plants because the laser passes through the leaves till the ground. Even the shape of the leaves can be seen. This is very important information when determining the state of vegetation. Here we are combining all sorts of technologies that are actually used in the world. Last year, agrarians from 9 farms in Akmola, Kostanay, and North Kazakhstan regions applied precision farming technologies for the first time. In addition, these know-how technologies can prevent diseases and pests in the fields.
Шілде айындағы жауын-шашынның мөлшері әр жерде әртүрлі болды.
In July, the amount of precipitation was different in regions. In some places, for example, there was only 30% of the annual average rainfall. Despite all this, due to the use of modern technologies, we plan to get at least 30 centners per hectare.
Жобалап отырмыз, мына 30 центнерден кем өнім болмайды.
Experts said that the latest technologies in the agricultural field contribute to a significant reduction of production costs as well as the increase of productivity and improvement of the product quality. Tajikistan and Turkey are expanding cooperation in the automobile manufacturing industry. Work is in full progress at a joint Tajik-Turkish production enterprise. The facility began operating its activities in January last year. Its annual production capacity is between 250 and 300 buses. Our Turkish company has established close cooperation with Tajik partners. As a result, in a short period of time, a joint enterprise was created. Young specialists from Tajikistan are involved here. By increasing the capacity of the facility, the number of employees will increase as well. Over 300 people will be employed. Of course, the activities of the enterprise will contribute to the industrialization of Tajikistan. The enterprise has 6 manufacturing lines, which includes welding, primer and coating lines, painting, mechanical and electrical assembly, as well as a final quality control. The enterprise has modern and cutting-edge equipment. Currently, 10 buses assembled at the Tajik-Turkish manufacturing facility are already in use in Dushanbe. The technical and technological parameters of the new passenger buses meet international standards. We have 96 vehicles in our bus fleet. According to the cooperation plan, 5 types of public transport are planned to be manufactured in stages. At the first stage, intercity buses will be manufactured with a length of 12 meters and a capacity of 98 passengers. One of the competitive features of the buses is that all of the models will be produced using modern technologies, which will lead to the reduction in the total weight and accordingly to fuel the economy and an increase in the period of the transportation use. In the future, minibuses and trucks are also planned to be produced in stages. As part of the One Person, One Book project, 52 new libraries were opened in Kyrgyzstan, which total fund amounts 38,000 publications. Our students who are studying in China raised about $1,000 to open a library in Leylek district in Jashtik village. The money raised was used to purchase new books. The One Person, One Book project is implemented by the Ministry of Culture, Information and Tourism. The organizers plan that each resident can give 1 book to the local library to add to the library's fund and increase the reading interest among the youth. Currently, there is an acute shortage of books in the regions. Therefore, new books were purchased for libraries in 12 villages in Kyrgyzstan. The new books were placed at the libraries in Narin, Chatkal, Nukien and Jumgal districts, as well as in the Batkien region. Events aimed at popularization of the reading culture take place throughout the Republic. Thus, Kyrgyzstan intends to get into the top 10 of the most readable countries in the world. There is a particular attention on youth initiatives. The Kazakh Ministry of Education and Science plans to allocate 9 billion tenge in the next 3 years to support the innovative projects of young scientists. Currently, the country has started to accept applications for the participation in the Jastarotanga Festival of Innovative Ideas. The best projects will be presented in the competition's finale, which will be held in late October in Almaty. In addition, an exchange program will be implemented to encourage networking and youth organizations. The representative said that it is important that businessmen and potential investors take part in the consideration of the projects. We divided Kazakhstan into 5 zones. This is done for efficient networking. It is for the ease of interaction and acquaintance of youth from different regions. For example, youth from the north will gather in Pavlodar and youth from the south will be sent to Shymkent. According to this principle, the youth will gather in 5 zones of the country. An exposition dedicated to the events on the Tajik-Afghan border in the period from 1992 until 2011 is opened in the Kazakh capital. Among the exhibits include personal belongings of Kazakh military personnel such as photos, military uniforms, helmets, military weapons, historical documents, and digital plaque. The event was held as part of the Future Outlook Modernization of Public Consciousness program based on the article of Kazakhstan's first president.
I
want to thank the organizers. I'm so grateful that the photos I don't even have will be remained in history. Thanks to my son's friends and colleagues and also to the museum management. Our soldiers defended Tajikistan and also the entire territory of Asia. They helped to keep peace in this country and they returned safely. I have been looking forward to this day. Honestly, I don't even know what to say or what I should say. I'm just so happy. Organizers of the exhibition said that a separate hall will be opened at the Military Historical Museum of the Armed Forces of Kazakhstan that will be dedicated to the peacekeeping missions of Kazakhstan. The soldiers involved in the military actions at the Tajik-Afghan border carried out a successful peacekeeping mission to maintain peace and security. In addition, we also had an Iraq military division formed in the period of 2003 until 2008. So at the exhibits, they will also present some of their personal belongings. And also, the Ministry of Defense is carrying out a peacekeeping mission in Lebanon. Peacekeeping mission is our specialty, and I think that is why we should advocate friendship, fraternity, and interaction between nations. The presentation of historical collections is now available in a modern format in museums. The National Museum of Kazakhstan is preparing to open a multimedia 3D hall. Visitors can delve into the rich world of the ancient annals of the Great Steppe, thanks to the digital platform of latest information technologies. A virtual consultant welcomes visitors in 3 languages, which are Kazakh, Russian, and English. The 3-dimensional guide will tell not only about the rules of visiting the hall, but also about safety precautions. Furthermore, the museum guide conducts a tour of 3D panoramas, where in digital format, the visitors are introduced to both historical exhibits and unique cultural monuments. This area is sort of a special display with a touchpad. They are connected together. They showcase jewelry made of gold, silver, bronze, and iron. The display also shows paintings as well as the 3D tour of historical sightseeing places in Kazakhstan.
3D-тур по достопримечательностям Республики Казахстан, именно историческим.
Visitors of the museum can also go on an exciting journey to various natural sites and holy places of Kazakhstan using other modern equipment.
Помимо этого, с другой стороны, находятся у нас специальные джеты, то есть такие машины.
In addition, on the other hand, we have special jets, such as cars with helmets, in which you can go on a virtual reality tour. And then, of course, the final part, a technology called Keef. In its space, a special video is broadcasted on the surface of the walls. There is also an audio sequence in 3 languages, such as graphic images that move. Are animated in this room.
В комнате и также есть аудиоряд на 3 языках, то есть и графические изображения, которые двигаются, то есть анимируются.
The hall, with an area of 240 square meters, is intended for exhibitions and educational programs as well as for research initiatives. All these digital opportunities such as virtual tours, spherical 3D panoramas and interactive books will attract foreign tourists to the main museum of the country and also bring the young and growing generation closer to the history of the country. The official opening of the Multimedia Hall in the National Museum is scheduled for August 29. The event will be held on the eve of the Day of Constitution of the Republic of Kazakhstan. Abay's heritage is a priceless treasure. The outstanding Kazakh poet wrote about 170 works and made more than 50 translations in his entire life. Due to Abay's creativity, new poetic forms appeared in Kazakh poetry. The educator was both a founder of Kazakh written literature and a person who introduced a different mindset, as well as a different system of self-knowledge. From this point of view, in Abay's works, in his religious poems, as well as in Shakarim's Three Truths poems, we have a methodological base that allows us to build, for example, a scientific approach for learning the history of religion and comparative religious studies.
Преподаванию истории религии и сравнительно-сопоставительного религиоведения.
Currently, the heritage of the Kazakh poet and philosopher is an integral part of the treasury of the world culture. His name is at the same level with the greatest poets of our time. Abay's works have been translated into many languages. His creativity resonates with foreign writers, poets, and literary critics. The moral covenants of Abay are still and will be always relevant. Due to the works of the great poet and philosopher, we should cultivate spiritual and moral values in the young generation. The formation of the moral principles and values is very important. We need to create our own system of teaching, which will be based on the Oriental education. Literary scholars say that Abay is the exclusive property of both the Kazakh people and the property of all mankind. His poetry is the poetry of eternity, wisdom, and love.
Все те плоды, которые посеял Абай, они оправдались.
All the seeds or ideas that Abay sowed were grown. All those hopes and all those aspirations that he looked forward to were fulfilled. Due to Abay's creativity, not only Kazakh literature, but also the whole worldview changed and reached a whole new level. And most importantly, a new brilliant generation of young Kazakh poets and enlighteners has appeared.
Плеяда молодых казахских поэтов, просветителей.
Next year will mark the 175th anniversary of the birth of Abay Kunanbayev. The anniversary of the Kazakh poet will be celebrated at the state level. Necessary measures will also be taken for the comprehensive modernization of the Jedibay Borili State Historical, Cultural and Literary Memorial Museum Reserve of Abay. The Nartai Bekezhanov Kyzylorda Kazakh Music Drama Theatre went on a tour to Tashkent. The theatre troupe presented a historical drama, Narkom Jurgenov, by Rahimjan Otarbayev, to the audience. The theatre's art director, Hussein Amir Tamir, said that the main character, Demirbek Jurgenov, was a People's Commissar in Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and in the Kazakh Soviet Socialist Republic. The public and state personalities significantly contributed to the national enlightenment and development of national art. The performance also features stories from lives of famous singers, kuishis, and Kazakh and Uzbek dancers. For example, the theater crew showed that the Georgian queen Tamara was the teacher of the legendary Kazakh dancer Shara Zhenkulova. The tour of the Kyzylorda Kazakh Music Drama Theatre was organized as part of the Year of Kazakhstan in Uzbekistan. According to the script by Rahimjan Otarbayev, Demirbek said, "Shara, go to Tashkent. Queen Tamara is waiting for you there. She will teach you the art of dancing." This is how the 12-minute act was born. I think she became a true highlight of the performance. This is our first scene. The spectators welcomed it very well. This historical drama has become an invaluable heritage, both for the younger generation and all the nations.